Hey everyone and welcome. We are going to be making some little faux apple Tarte Tatin cakes. It's a nice little test baking project for us. We had some leftover apples, and since we're all in that stay-at-home mode, we figured we'd use them to do a little test baking project because we're going to be working on a new little show where hopefully we're going to feature some adorable, easy things that you can do at home to bake, and some other things like product reviews, some fun activities, some fun ideas for you to incorporate in your baking and decorating. So for today, we've taken a couple of apples. We've mixed up some apple cake. You can use just any old cake mix. It doesn't really matter. If you got, say, some Duncan Hines yellow cake mix, add a little cinnamon, shred or finely dice an apple in there, and you'll have a nice apple cinnamon flavor to that batter. We took some small cake pans. You could even do this in little muffin tins. You can do it in regular size cake pans. I just recommend not filling the batter up too much when you put it in so it doesn't have to bake too long. I took some extra caramel, right? And see that there that we had floating around, and I wanted to use up and pour that into the bottom of my pans after I greased and floured them. If you don't have any caramel lying around, you can use a little brown sugar and sprinkle it in the bottom, and it becomes a lot like what you would do with a pineapple upside down cake. I took some apple slices, right? Took those Granny Smiths, sliced them really, really thin, right? And then I've layered them in a nice little pattern in the bottom of the pan, right? So after you throw your caramel in there, just start with one, right? And just start going around. And if they're thin enough, they'll kind of bend up the sides of the pan. If they're not thin enough, you can kind of break them, cut them. Just make sure you put apples all the way around the bottom. I like to do a nice little spiral. All you have to do after that, take a nice scoop of batter, just enough to cover up all those apples. Hard to see it without it going up the sides. And I put it in a 350 oven, about 25 to 30 minutes. You just want to make sure that the cake is done and everything on the bottom is cooked. And if your apples are sliced thin enough, that'll be easy to do. I can move all this stuff to the side and show you what the finished product looks like. So we baked off a few more of our little apple Tarte Tatins, and this one just came out of the oven a few minutes ago, and we're gonna attempt to unmold it again. I think actually the smartest thing to do is just gonna be to turn it upside down on the plate. And yes, the pan is still very hot, so I'm being clumsy with my pot holders. Give it a little tap. Beautiful. And now we have a beautiful, beautiful. It's hard to see because our caramel is dark and lovely, but all the apples are actually in there this time. Okay. So when you're gonna do these, the best thing to do is run a palette knife or a nice knife around the edge, and then you can turn them upside down and unmold them. And I'm gonna do this one really quickly too, but it's a lovely baked kind of caramel apple crust on the top. You can top it with some fresh whipped cream, and it makes a lovely warm dessert straight out of the oven. Fresh whipped cream to go on top of our little apple cakes. If you've never done it before, you wanna use heavy whipping cream. An easy way to stabilize it is by adding a little powdered sugar. And an easy way to flavor it is just by giving it a squirt of vanilla. But you can always get fun, add a little whiskey, something else that goes with whatever dessert you're topping it with. And you can spice things up a little bit. So it takes a little while if you're doing it by hand. Don't rush it. Just keep going. Once you start to get kind of little soft peaks and you start to see the lines leaving trails, you can add in a little sugar, right? Once it's started to take up a little volume, it's almost there. And then you can whisk it till it's almost nice and stiff and add a little vanilla. Started to get a little height. So we're just gonna whisk in a little sugar. That'll give it a little sweetness. And it'll also help it hold up a little longer. And since it's starting to build up, I'm just gonna add just a little drop of vanilla, just to give it a little flavor. Beautiful, it's coming along nicely. So the important thing with whipped cream is you want to stop at nice, fluffy, stoked peaks. You don't want to overdo it because then you start making butter, right? And it'll start to separate and get grainy on you. Okay. Just a little more. There we go. So beautiful, lovely, fresh whipped cream. It's going to go on top of our little warm out of the oven apple cakes, and yes, it makes a mess when you do this. You can do it by hand, or you can do it with a hand mixer, or even your stand mixer with the whip attachment. Hey everybody, we're gonna just plate up these little cakes that we baked earlier. You can see that they came out really nicely, looking yummy. And the last thing we're gonna do to finish it is top it with the whipped cream we made. So I'm gonna do my best to do a quick little quenelle, but I haven't done one in years, so it should be interesting. Basically, you just use 2 spoons to make a nice little round, and it's a little easier to get off with something like ice cream, but it's just something I like to practice anytime I have the chance. And it just gives it a little shape, right? So whipped cream, perfect finish for these little guys, adds just a little bit of light sweetness. I flavored mine with vanilla. You can flavor them up with bourbon or whiskey or something else great. You can always do a little extra drizzle of caramel on top of them if you have them, but it makes a nice, lovely dessert. And if they're still a little warm out of the oven, they're perfect right after dinner.